it was what it was. I believe that I was the best I could have been. I don't think I could have done any better.
Newcastle United is set for a perfect summer transfer window.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
From Newcastle pushing to tie up a deal for Georgian star before Euro 2024. To Sky Sports reporter Keith Downie revealing a recent game-changing Newcastle United transfer exclusive.
Wow.
To discussing the two shocking twists regarding Dan Ashworth and Dougie Freedman.
Give me all the details.
Okay.
As per, join us as we break it all down.
Let's go.
Starting off, Newcastle United are pushing to secure a deal for Georgian goalkeeper Georgi Mamadashvili from Valencia before the 2024 European Championship. The Basque-based news outlet Goals Media has revealed that talks are progressing between Newcastle and Valencia, with the La Liga club reportedly demanding a fee in the region of €40 million, £34 million, for the 23-year-old goalkeeper. This would be a significant amount for a player to compete with Nick Pope at Newcastle. However, recent reports from Spain have suggested that Newcastle's initial offer was around €25 million, £21 million, plus add-ons. Nonetheless, Newcastle are keen to conclude the deal quickly, as they are aware that an impressive performance by Mamardashvili at the 2024 European Championships could attract interest from other clubs and potentially drive up his price tag. The reports also mention that 10% of any transfer fee will go to Mamardashvili's former club, Dinamo Tbilisi, as Valencia prepare for his sale after signing Rayo Vallecano goalkeeper Stol Dimitrievski earlier this week. Other Spanish outlets, such as Diario AS, claim that Newcastle are closing in on a deal for the 6'6" stopper after negotiations over the fee. Mamadashvili himself has hinted at an early move, saying, "My future will become clear very soon. Now I have an important tournament with Georgia." The reports suggest that Arsenal's Aaron Ramsdale was previously linked with a potential move to Newcastle, but the club appears to have turned its attention to the younger Mamardashvili, who could compete with Nick Pope for the starting spot during the 2024-25 season. Overall, it seems that Newcastle are making a concerted effort to secure Mamardashvili's services before the 2024 Euros, as they look to bolster their goalkeeping options and potentially add a talented young goalkeeper to their squad. Then moving on, according to the report from Sky Sports Northeast reporter Keith Downie, Newcastle United are making promising progress in their pursuit of soon-to-be free agents Tosin Adarabioyo and Lloyd Kelly. Downie reveals that the Magpies are moving quickly to secure early deals for both players, as they are aware of the competition they face from other clubs for the out-of-contract duo. Regarding Lloyd Kelly, the reporter states that the defender is keen on a move to Newcastle, where he would be reunited with Eddie Howe, the manager who brought him to Bournemouth. It is believed that the talks with Kelly's representatives have reached an advanced stage. As for Tosin Adarabioyo, Downie reports that many aspects of a deal to sign the Fulham centre-back are already agreed, with only a few finer details left to be sorted before he becomes Newcastle's first signing of the summer transfer window. Speaking on Twitter, Keith said, "Newcastle trying to move quickly on both Tosin Adarabioyo and Lloyd Kelly. Both defenders free agents and Newcastle United aware of other interest in both players. Kelly keen on the move to the northeast and talks with his reps are advanced. Many aspects of Tosin deal are agreed in principle with Newcastle, but still some details being fleshed out. Newcastle United hopeful on concluding both early this summer." The report suggests that Newcastle remain confident of securing both players on free transfers, which would provide a significant boost to their defensive depth, particularly with the absence of Sven Botman and Jamal Lascelles due to ACL surgery. This potential low-cost double deal for Adarabioyo and Kelly is seen as an astute piece of business by the Magpies, allowing them to strengthen their squad without major financial outlay, as they navigate the Premier League's profitability and sustainability rules. This update from Keith Downie paints a positive picture for Newcastle fans, indicating that the club is making good progress in their pursuit of these highly rated, soon-to-be free agents to bolster their defensive options ahead of the 2024-25 season. Then, according to Daily Mail, there has been an embarrassing blunder and error of judgment involving Dan Ashworth and Omar Barada, the incoming chiefs who will be charged with restructuring Manchester United by new co-owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe. The report reveals that Ashworth, who is currently the sporting director at Newcastle United, inadvertently sent an email to a Newcastle United address, revealing that he was being tapped up by Barada, who was still on gardening leave from his role at Manchester City. Barada, who is set to become the new chief executive at Manchester United, had a conversation with Ashworth in early February, and Ashworth followed up by sending an email to Barada's Ineos account, making it clear that he wanted to accept the opportunity of becoming Manchester United's sporting director. However, Ashworth made the mistake of sending a blind copy of the email to his own Newcastle email address, which clumsily disclosed the covert negotiations with Barada to Newcastle United. At this point, Manchester United had not informed Newcastle of their interest in Ashworth. This blunder and error of judgment could potentially be looked at by the Premier League, as Barada was still on gardening leave from Manchester City when he engaged with Ashworth, which may have breached the terms of his contract. The report suggests that this embarrassing situation could create problems for the two men who will be charged with restructuring Manchester United under the new ownership of Sir Jim Ratcliffe. On another note, Crystal Palace's sporting director Dougie Freedman appears set to stay at the club after turning down an approach from Newcastle United and agreeing a new contract. Freedman, the former Scotland striker, had held talks with Newcastle officials earlier this month about potentially succeeding Dan Ashworth, who remains on gardening leave before an expected move to become Manchester United's sporting director. However, it is understood that Freedman has now decided to remain at Crystal Palace after agreeing a new contract that includes a significant pay rise. The Palace chairman, Steve Parish, was said to be doing everything he can to persuade Freedman to stay, given his impressive recruitment record since becoming the club's sporting director in 2019. Freedman's tenure as sporting director has seen him scout and bring in players such as Mark Guehi, Eberechi Eze, and Adam Wharton, all of whom were named in England's training squad for Euro 2024 this week. He also played an important role in the decision to appoint Oliver Glasner as the club's new manager in February, following the departure of Roy Hodgson. Recent reports suggest that Freedman had considered the move to Newcastle, but ultimately decided to stay at Palace, where he has had 2 successful spells as a player. In the past, Freedman had controversially left his job as Palace's manager in 2012 to take over at Bolton, a decision he has since said he regretted. By agreeing a new contract and remaining at Crystal Palace, Freedman will continue to provide stability and expertise in the club's recruitment and sporting operations, which have been crucial to their recent success, including their joint highest Premier League finish of 10th last season.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you
We don't care.
Then in the previous 2023-24 season, in my last video I thought that finishing 7th in the Premier League would guarantee Newcastle's qualification for the UEFA Conference League. However, I was mistaken, and one of you guys, Nate Don, pointed out in the comments that there has been a recent rule change revealed during the week. The recent rule change explains that the final European qualification place for the 2024-25 season is still yet to be decided, as it depends on the outcome of the FA Cup final between Manchester City and Manchester United on Saturday. If Manchester City wins the FA Cup, the final Europa League spot will go to the team that finishes 6th in the Premier League, which is currently Chelsea. In this scenario, Newcastle would qualify for the UEFA Conference League.
Perfect.
However, if Manchester United wins the FA Cup, they will qualify for the Europa League, and Chelsea will then qualify for the Conference League, leaving Newcastle without any European qualification.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
And more importantly, if you would like to know about Newcastle United's potential £60 million exciting signing, click the video link on screen now.